Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. My name is Sensei Crypto. I'm doing some shows for Martyn while he's on vacation. As you can see in the bottom left, right hand corner, he's on vacation now currently. So we are going to be doing some. We're going to be talking about the SBC flight, which has been delayed. We're going to have a look at some of the stocks that have been sort of coming down today, and we're going to be here for the closing bell, as well as looking at Bitcoin because that's come down since we spoke this morning. So let's get into it. This is yes. So the 10-year yield futures have gone up a lot at the moment. So that does mean that people are getting outside of risk assets and going into low risk assets such as the 10-year bond. I've got this new way to see the chat, so let's see what you guys are saying. So we've got Niels in the chat, so hi Niels, and we've also got Henrik. So welcome Henrik to the stream. Do let me know if there's any specific stocks you would like me to go through. I'm just wondering if this works. Okay. So, the stocks that are up currently in my watch list is AMC. It's up 1.88%. We've also got Google, which is up 1.83% today. If we go onto the daily candles, you'll have a clearer look that we are indeed up on the day with Google. Amazon were also up, but if we look, zoom out a little bit more, there was a position taken recently. It was an Amazon short at a very key level. If we zoom out, I'll keep trying to show you guys why I take these trades and why I think they're high risk zones and why they're low risk zones, and my thinking. So it's always great to have different people's perspectives. So here we can see it was Amazon had support at these areas here. Many times I can zoom in a bit larger for you guys. There was support here, support again, and this was actually if you remember us looking at Bitcoin dominance earlier, this is the opposite of Bitcoin dominance. It's showing a top sort of structure forming over a long period of time, all the way from 2020 to 2022. There was a bit of support there, but we came down and we tested it as resistance. It came all the way back down, put in some bullish divergence. Trade was taken there, and then we're back at this level again. So that's why I still believe it's resistance until proven otherwise. It was a small risk to reward, large risk to reward ratio, but it was a low risk zone to take a trade. So that's why we have a short there. We nearly hit our first take profit, but we'll see how this trade goes. But it is up today 1.24%. Meta is also up today, nearly 1%. Microsoft is up nearly 1%. Apple is up 0.86%. The Dixie, which is the US dollar index, is very strong. Another update for the DXY. Its highest level since the 30th of November 2022. We then have Disney, which is up 0.35%. MicroStrategy, which has given back all its gains from today. Very disappointed for anyone holding this. I do not actually currently. It's down 7% since from the highs of the day. Netflix is up 0.44%. Etsy is up 0.25%. Coinbase has also given up all its gains, and that's down now 0.76%. Pinterest is down nearly 0.25%. PayPal is down 0.4%. Lyft is down 0.9%. The S&P is heading down. Unfortunately, the news of the government shutdown being not happening wasn't a catalyst for the market. and we are heading down. This candle here was, as I showed on the parallel channel, it was an area where there is some support. It is oversold in the parallel channel. So if I show you what I mean, if you weren't here in the stream earlier, if you connect these lines up, connect them up over here as well, you've got a parallel channel with the tops here, which is sort of overbought in the parallel channel, and then areas like this is oversold in the parallel channel. So I'm not going to be concerned until we start breaking these lows. And if we do, we'll probably go straight down to 4,184. So that's what we're looking for here. Yeah, it's not looking good, to be honest, but it's still in the parallel channel. So until we break structure, we can't say it's going down any further. That's the US 500, it's basically the same. Baba is now also down on the day. Tesla is it's down on the day because it's open lower than the last close, but the candle is green for some reason. Then we've got Rocket Labs, which is down 1.14%. Berkshire Hathaway, which is down 1%. That's a big loss for Berkshire Hathaway today. We've got the Dutch and the Germany 30, which is down 1.13. We've got the Euro 50, which is down 1.17. We also have Coca-Cola, which has also had a down day. If there's any of these stocks that you want me to say, oh, what level would you buy at, Sensei? What sort of level would you be laddering in? Do ask me. I'm first going to just go through what's happening in the day. I mean, Coca-Cola, I know a lot of people like, and I do think it's one of those stocks that is provides a nice dividend and also should be a nice hold in your portfolio. But yes, you don't want to be buying at these levels. Anyway, I personally think we are coming to some support, so this is the first area I'll start DCAing in if I was a Coca-Cola fan. Then we've got Hood down again 1.12, Shopify down 1.57, Rail down 1.83, Lucid down 1.83, ARK Innovation ETF is also down 2%. Fiverr, which we had a look at today, we're looking to see if we can grab some at this level here. That's down 2.2%. Corsair Gaming is also down 2.3%, and SBC, let's have a look at this. It is down. We started the day with it being up, and now we are down. We were hoping to see a move to $2. We are still at this level of slight support. We don't want to be losing it. It seems like in the last 5 minutes we did start breaking down a little bit. So we'll have a keep a closer eye on that, see where it closes in 50 minutes. We've got Snapchat, which is down 3%, Rivian down 3%, and we've got Affirm, which is down 4%, and GME, which is down 6.3%. So let's have a look at your comments, see what you guys want to take a look at. It seems like today my camera is mirrored, so get used to that. Okay. Rob says hello. Neil says, wow, NextEra Energy. Okay, let's have a look at NextEra Energy. NEE. Sorry. Okay. Oh wow. Yeah, a big wow actually. Down 10%. Let's see if there's any news about NextEra Energy. NextEra Energy down 12%, worst performer in the S&P 500 so far today. I wonder why that is. Let's have a look at the news. We'll go over to the Financial Times, see if there's anything that we can see here. Actually, let's quickly go through the comments and then we'll have a look at why NextEra Energy has been taking such a steep decline. We are There's not really any. Again, you see the. Sorry, we should have a look at the chart page. If you see the structure here, this is NextEra Energy, and we are down 10%. But this structure here is sort of a topping out structure. There's not much going on. We're putting lower highs in. We keep testing a level of support. It's probably going to break down. This is what we saw. This is the opposite of Bitcoin dominance. It's also the what we've seen on Amazon top. So you need to be careful of these structures where it's a rounding top, not much going on. I need to change the camera, it's too zoomed in. There we go. Yes, so we'll have to take a look at that. We are coming into the COVID-19 2020 bottom, so there should be a level of support. If you do like the stock, obviously, because it's down so heavily today, it's an area to start laddering in. Let's go back to the comments. Thanks for bringing that to our attention, Niels. Well, NextEra Energy. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Craig. Please, everyone who's here, smash the like button. We do want to show that we are doing a good job on this on YouTube. Get more people in here, and if you support the show, that'd be brilliant. So please do smash the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. This is Martyn Lucas Investor Channel. I'm Sensei Crypto doing a show. He's on holiday currently, so I've stepped in and doing some shows. I do believe, as I mentioned earlier, I do have COVID, so we'll be cancelling the shows tomorrow, but we'll be back hopefully on Thursday, but definitely on Friday for the SBC flight. So there will be no shows tomorrow. Also, as planned, there was no shows on Wednesday. Anyway, we might be back on Thursday. Hopefully, I will be back on Thursday, but definitely we'll be back on Friday for the SBC flight. Let's have a look at these comments. Hello, Gordon. Hello, Ed Devius. Nice to see you here. Very thanks for joining us. D Demage. Wow, absolutely amazing change. Finally looking at investing and proper technical analysis. All I have to say is well done. This is great value. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll always have our Sunday show as well, where we'll talk about technical analysis. But I think for the rest of this month, I think I will be doing a lot of the shows. So we'll see. We'll give you an updated timetable on Friday if I'm doing all of next week or what days I will be doing. Unfortunately, because I have COVID, I do want to provide you guys with the best content. So I think I'll be starting to get more and more unwell. So I'll take the day off tomorrow. I've got stuff to do on Wednesday anyway. That's why there was never a show. We might be back on Thursday depending on how I feel, but definitely back on Friday. Rob, who should be looked to as appropriate role models for the youth? Wow, this is a stocks and chart analysis YouTube channel. Interesting question. Some say Andrew Tate. I might agree with that. Let's have a look. This is proper investing and proper knowledge. Well done, Sensei. Great overall looking on the market. Thank you very much, Rob. Also, I'd be curious to hear your take on the growing number of young women using OnlyFans. Are we desensitized, and what do you think could be some of the long-term consequences for the rise? Yes, I don't. No comment. Seth Houston. Good evening. Oh, hello, Sensei. Thank you, Seth, for joining us. Hello. Ed Nevius says no. No to what, Ed Nevius? What are you saying no to? Niels, Any got downgraded from 80 to 33. Harsh. Wow, we'll have a look at that. Thanks for the news. Senya Polito Holt. Hi, Sensei. Bitcoin falling a bit today. Does that it's showing signs of weakness? Yes, definitely it is. We actually mentioned that we probably don't think it's going much higher in this morning's stream. And I did mention earlier I did take more shorts out on Ethereum. So we'll have a look at crypto in a second. Oh, does that mean it's showing signs? Yeah, of course. I think seeing massive pumps and we're just selling off straight away. I saw a lot of altcoins coming down and not... as I've mentioned before, Bitcoin goes up right now, altcoins will go up less. Most of the time, you can always cherry pick. And if Bitcoin comes down, altcoins will come down more. So Bitcoin is your safe haven. Seth goes, this is off topic and random, lol, but I was considering what your favourite anime was if you watch it. I don't actually watch it, so sorry, Seth, I can't answer your question. Dave says, lol. Ed Nevis says, sorry, pocket text at work, but wanted to hear your show. Well, thanks for tuning in, Ed. No worries at all. Okay, let's have a look back at this chart. Sorry for my throat. So there's a couple of things we wanted to look at. One was Bitcoin and one was NextEra Energy. I'm just going to see if there's any significant news in the Financial Times. Rishi Sunak under fire over plan to slash HS2 rail line. See how that goes. US manufacturing sector contracts at the slowest rate in 10 months. US Treasury yields hit 16-year highs as bond rout resumes. That's what we were talking about for a long time now. See if there's anything else. Markets. X Live shopping deal with Paris Hilton bid to revive its fortune. Okay. And here we go. FTX founder Bankman-Fried prepares for the fight of his life in US trial. This will be interesting to follow. Hopefully he gets a whole... Well, actually, I won't. I don't. We'll see how the justice systems deal with it. Hopefully they get it right. We saw this this morning. The renewable energy stocks hit hard by higher interest rates. And is there anything else we need to be aware of? Let's type in NEE and see if anything comes up. No. I think NextEra should be one. I don't see them doing any articles on it at the Financial Times, but we'll have a look at the stock, see if we have any news here. So we're looking at NEE currently. It's down 10%. It's at an oversold on the RSI definitely. So if you still believe in the company, it's a point to start buying. Nope. Okay, so we don't have the news, but I think Neil's provided us with NEE got downgraded from $80 to $33. That is very harsh, a sudden downgrade, but I think we're entering a time where stocks will start heading down, whether that's to do with recession or layoffs or interest rates. It's all going to be combined, and I think we are going to head down further on a lot of these stocks. Okay. Even J&J, this is the topping structure I was talking about that we're seeing with a lot of these stocks. If I get rid of that, you can see it seems like a rounding top, and we're at the last level of support for J&J in my opinion. So this level here, you have to treat it as support until you start saying we're going to break below it. But we see it was support, resistance, support, and now we're back at it. So it could be support. You treat it as support, but you need to remember if we break down, we'll probably retest it and start coming down somewhere around $132. Yes, we'll have a look at Bitcoin in a second. We've answered that. Faith goes La Blue Girl. That's his favorite favorite calendar, or his favorite calendar. Nikunji Haria. I see NE getting wrecked there. Yes, it is. We just covered it. Craig, wonder how Sam is enjoying prison. I wonder myself as well. I'm surprised his parents haven't been charged or put in prison. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's look at the crypto now. Wow, this watch list was very green this morning. This is why I don't trust the crypto market right now. We see a lot of pump and dumps happening. You can see this level as resistance. We've tested it. We've come down. Let's look at the other charts I have for Bitcoin. We can also look at the bull market support man. We're closing the day below it. We were actually going to have a breakout if we closed above it, but we haven't. So we are still definitely bearish. You can look at some other Bitcoin charts. We did have a little bit further we could have gone, but maybe that's a sign of weakness that we didn't reach it at all, or a sign that we might hit it into this week. We might come into that zone of resistance. I do ultimately expect us to be rejected from these moving averages. We could have a couple of days above it and then fall below it, but I do think Bitcoin is definitely going to come down to 25,000 within the next few weeks, and then maybe 23,000, and maybe we even see $20,000 Bitcoin this month. We shall see. So I was just taking a drink of water. So Niels has said, let's go back to the screen, downgrade because NE reduced its expected dividend growth. I recommend Yahoo Finance for stocks. Yes, I like to look at Financial Times because they're a bit more accredited, and you normally get some nice charts and but we will have a look at Yahoo Finance because they do provide more articles. And Craig says, wonder if he's learned trading cigarettes inside. I think that is in reference to Sam Bankman fraud. I'm trying to get the NextEra Energy. We might even have it on. Yeah, I mean, we were reading about it earlier that a lot of renewable energy stocks hit hard. That was in the Financial Times earlier. Let's see if it might be on the Apple News. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything to share with you guys, but we have seen that the dividend growth has come down apparently, and also the let's see what he said. Neil said exactly. He said the stock got downgraded from $80 to $33. So Yahoo Finance. Let's see if there's anything there. That's from 2 days ago. I don't see anything up to date on NextEra Energy. Oh, here we go. It's going to be an ad. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let's see what this Yahoo Finance says. Shares of the renewable energy asset owner NextEra Energy plunged as much as 18% in the early hours of trading. So this is why, if you like these stocks, part of your portfolio, it's always a good idea to have limit orders. And also, if you just hear news, however bad it might be, to a certain extent, if it comes down quick, sudden moves, but you still believe in the stock, and the news you read quickly is you think that's not going to affect my beliefs of the stock long term, you should be picking it up, in my opinion anyway. Plunged because it was down 18% and now it's only down 10 or 8% currently. In early trading hours on Monday, after analysts downgraded the stock and rates on the US Treasuries rose, Wells Fargo analyst Neil Carlton downgraded NextEra Energy Partners from overweight to an equal weight and sliced his price target on the stock from 80 per share to 33 per share. That seems very extreme. The downgrade followed an announcement last week that NextEra Energy Partners has reduced its expected dividend growth rate from a range of 12 to 15% per year through to 2027 to a range of 5 to 8%, with a target of 6. So we can see that's the reason it's come down. But you have to remember, NextEra Energy can perform quite well as a growth stock as well. So I don't see a real problem with the dividend coming down. I think it needs to if it wants to survive and flourish in these high interest rate environments. We can see it's been acting at like a fairly... Let's go to a weekly chart and see how it looks more long term. Yeah, it's been acting like a growth stock. I mean, who really cares about the dividend if you're making these sort of gains? You have broken down again. You can see that topping out structure here when you look at the charts, and then you start looking at where's the levels. First level is obviously these 2020 crash lows, and the next level might be around that $33 as said in the as the analyst projects. But yeah, these are the sort of level here. Definitely you've got a level around here where we are today, and also maybe, yeah, there's nothing significant. I mean, we are oversold, so you definitely do expect some sort of bounce, and we have come down hard and fast. So I think this is certainly a good point to start DCAing into the stock if you do like it. Let's go back to the comments and see if we have anything. Digimon Sensei, you're fantastic with your analysis. Thank you very much. I can only see proper smart investors are here following tonight. Thanks for supporting us, Dimanche. It's very kind of you to say these words. Switzer, Jesus Rip me. I'm not sure what you mean. Dimanche, Switcher, that's right. Some stupid investors in for the dividend. Jesus Rip me. Oh, right. Jesus, rest in peace. Yes, yes, rest in peace. Sorry, I understand now. But yeah, a lot of people getting in at sort of all-time highs, and especially when it's sticking around, and you need to notice that once you hit a high and then you start seeing you're bouncing off, right? It's all well. You can keep taking that trade. You can keep taking that trade if you like. But at one point you're going to break through. There's not going to be those bids at that level anymore. So you need to be prepared to either exit when you break a level, or when you see this. This is what happens a lot of the time when you break from a point. You come down and you have that one final chance to get out, and that chance is when you come into that resistance zone. That's you could. Let me explain something to a lot of people. I'm going to show you a trade setup, but it's not going to be something where you have to take on leverage. It can just be with spot, and you don't have to take it at all if you're not comfortable with trading. But if I just show you what I mean, every time you can see that it's a support level, and at any time you can put yourself in the stock with whatever target you like. Let's just say you're happy making 20% or something. Every time it hit this level, you could have taken this trade. But as soon as you break this level, your stop loss comes in play, and you'll be out the stock, which is fine. You've taken a small risk, or before you might have been taking more risk. Less risk if it was up here, more risk if it's a lower area you want to take profits. As soon as you break these levels, because the stop loss is there, you've protected yourself. And then you can quickly switch to a short. And how I mean is, and it doesn't have to be a short, it can be another chance for you to get out of the stock before you see big moves. That here is what I'm showing you here is you've broken from the support area. It's as soon as you break these supports, they turn into resistance. So that's your resistance area, and here's your short setup. You've broken down, and then you've come to entry here. That's a chance for you to get out the stock, and also a chance for you to take a short position. So you've come here and you've put your stop loss just above the previous support, and you can take a short to the next real level, and you sort of look at the chart and you see where are some levels I can take profits, or just how much profit do I want to make. So it's whatever you're comfortable with, and I recommend laddering out for your own protection. And especially once you start making a lot of money, you can move your stop loss to break even, so it's a risk-free trade. Let's move on. But yes, we are at a level where at least we've come down now. I don't recommend shorting the stock now. enjoy a dividend from any and Coca-Cola when they're down to, yes, something definitely to remember. I've seen too many people say, okay, I've got this stock because of the dividend. But you need to remember, if these stocks come down 10, 5, 3, 20%, there's no point being so happy about the dividend. You're losing the value within the stock as well, and that's much more than the amount of dividend you're receiving. So don't just buy something just purely based on dividend. I'm not saying any is a terrible company. I haven't personally looked into it too much. I don't hold any myself. But if you do like any, then here is a much better level than where it was a few weeks ago. Nonny, hey Sensei, what do you think about Sofi with the student loans payback thing? Is it a buy or not at all? I don't know much about fundamentals of a company, but we can certainly have a look at the stock. If you guys are here today, please do smash the like button. I want to see how many likes we have. We have currently 17 likes. If we can get that up to sort of how many people watching? 23. If everyone can can press the like button, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate that. Give it some music, get people in a better mood. The stocks are down, so let's give it some Irish music for the likes. So please do hit the like button and let me know any other questions you have. So this is, we're going to start looking at Sofi. No, that's on the wrong. Yep, on the Nasdaq. Okay, so you are at a certain level of support around these areas. If you break this area, then you're probably coming down to $4. So do manage your risk. There's not too much data on this company. High interest rate environment, fairly new company. Market cap of 7 billion. I'm not sure. Let's just hold this level and we'll carry on being fairly bullish. But if we break it, I'll be bearish, and we're probably coming down to $4.40. So this level is around the 7.50. So break $7 out. I do believe we're coming down further. Let's have another look and see if there's other comments. What's up with Virgin Galactic, please? Any news? Thanks. Yeah, so there is news that they have delayed the flight. It will be on Friday instead of Thursday. We'll be covering it live on the show. We'll have a look at the chart shortly. Yes, so we have had a look at, and we have a member. Craig has been a member for 13 months. Silver member 13 months. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I think we should be able to hear it as well when it comes through. So we'll wait for that and we'll give you the fireworks. It should come in any second now. Let's see what other comments are. NextEra Energy, ticker NE. Yes, we have taken a look at it. If you do go back, we have been looking at it. Sensei, absolutely loving your analysis on green energy. Thank you, D. Damage. That means a lot. Switzer says, let's get the Irish music going. We will do, and Nonny says, okay, thanks. I was expecting it to play. We're expecting to hear the announcement that you've been a member for 13 months, but we haven't got it. But instead, we'll give you the Irish music. We'll also give you give you some fireworks. Thank you, Craig, for being a member for so long. Almost as long as me. Thank you very much, Craig, for that. SBC down again. I think Martin is wrong on this. Chris Pickering, I slowly get out, I reckon, once hit $2. Yes, Let's take a look at SBC. Let's see how many likes we have now. Let's see if we beat that. 18. Yes, we have 23 likes. Thank you all for smashing the like button. So SBC, let's have a look, because we were up in pre-market, now we're not so up. We are down 2.2%. So we can see we've been around this level most of the day. So what we're looking for is a news-based catalyst. We're looking for a big buyer to come into the market. We're looking for an announcement from SBC or someone else, or just something. I mean, if you guys watched that interview with Andy, we need some excitement about this company. As soon as we get some sort of announcement that gives us a vision for SBC, we can actually see the stock pump. And once it does pump and break certain levels, for example, if we suddenly break through $2, that does initiate where some shorters will have to start buying back the stock again. But yes, you are right. The trend is your friend, and this stock has been absolutely battered. I wouldn't put any more than sort of 5-10% in this in your portfolio, especially, and that's if you're very high risk. If you don't mind taking on the high risk, it should be money you can afford to lose, because this company can go bankrupt easily. They don't come up with cash. They've only got cash for a year, as I've been saying, as Martyn's been saying, as Andy also thinks. So let's take a look at it. Again, it came down to these levels. We are looking at to go to $2. Excuse me. So we are looking for a $2 to get to $2 to be able to take some profits, trim off the top, and also might be an area to take a short. We did say that there is a small amount of resistance where we were at the top of this morning, but I do expect us to break through that. There's nothing. I mean, the RSI was showing us bullish divergent, which should be taking us up higher. If this underperforms here and we start rolling over, coming back down, it's not good for SBC. So we'll be covering this for the flight. We'll also be looking into it more when we're back. We have cancelled tomorrow's shows, just to let you know, just because I have COVID. If I do end up feeling better, you might see a closing bell show, but don't get your hopes up on that. I'm not sure. The shows are cancelled for now. We're taking Wednesday off anyway. Thursday we'll hopefully be back, but please do look out for it. We'll have to see. But Friday, 100% for the SBC flight. Someone will be here, hopefully myself. Yes, I've just seen a comment saying personal involvement with stocks not good. Yeah, you shouldn't really marry stocks, but I mean, it's better to marry a stock than it is a crypto. And by that, I mean it's sort of fall in love with it in terms of, I really like this stock, whatever happens, I'm going to be in it. You still have to realize the risks, and depending on the risk level of the stock, if it's a small company with lots of debt and not very profitable, you have to remember you can lose all your money, and you shouldn't put in more than you can afford to lose. But for example, with Tesla in 2019, I was obsessed with it. I was and what I mean by that is I was so intrigued about how the company was operating and how they were how much they were being shorted, and how they were reaching their goals, and how I saw the vision. So I was slightly married to the stock. That's what I mean by that. And also XRP in the cryptoverse. That's one of my favorite cryptos, and there's specific reasons for that. But you need to always keep your emotions in check. You shouldn't just let that mean you take away your focus from the risk to reward on a lot of these things. You always have to be realistic with it. So I think we have. The members aren't being read out for some reason. We do have the alerts on, but I think, yes, let's just have a look and celebrate. Let's have a look. So we've got Stephen Lewandowski, who's been a member for 13 months. Is that one more than Craig? Let's have a look. No, they've both been members for 13 months. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations, Stephen. Let's give you some Irish music. Congratulations, Stephen. We'll also give you the fireworks and the effects. Thank you for your membership. Thanks for supporting the stream. Thanks a lot for that. There was no message in that, so I think that's why I didn't read it out, but we'll see. Chris Pickering, yes, I don't understand on the technicals should go up. We'll have a look. We have had a look, sorry. We also have a comment from Zach Zate. I know that Robert Redford is connected with Space. Taylor Swift out, Redford in. Interesting. Thanks for the information. We also have a comment from D. Demage. It's nothing wrong getting married to stock. You just have to let the stock bloom. Exactly. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but you just have to. Emotions is something you have to keep on top of in stocks, especially with crypto as well. Craig says, congratulations, Stephen. Congratulations. Zed think. Okay, and here comes Martyn Lucas. He is in the chat, everyone. Everyone say hello to Martyn. He said, just doubled my NEE. Overreacting. Yes, we have seen what happened to NEE. Martyn has just doubled his holdings. And it's heading up. When Martyn buys, I bet he bought here. He's the whale that's been pushing it up, and look at it go. So let's see what. Just double my NE overreacting, solar under attack like Tesla once was. Interesting thoughts. Thanks Martyn for being here. Everyone say hi to Martyn. He's in the chat. Great to have you here, Martyn, on your own channel. But yes, so Martyn has picked up some more. Just like we were saying, it has been suddenly brought down. We made a trade like this with Rocket Labs as well, which turned out well. So let's see how this trade with NEE goes. We have seen the analyst reduce from 80 to 33. That's an overreaction, and we've seen it be under attack like Tesla once was, as in Martyn's own words. Zed Think says, hey Sensei, I apologise, I had to cut out early this morning, but what do you think the plan for SVC? When do you possibly pushing through more levels? We might see it with the flight. For now, it's just that $2 level. Be wary, might take profits there, and also there might be people taking shorts at that level, so please be careful about the $2 level. R2GP for multi-node. I shall take a note of that in case that's something for COVID. I'll have a look. Stephen Lewandowski, hi Martyn. Craig says, hey Martyn. D. Demage says, Martyn, I just entered NEE. Zach says, hey Martyn. Everyone saying hello to Martyn. Neil said, Martyn Lucas Investor, nice, congrats. Chris Pickering is giving me advice for COVID. Yes, it is definitely COVID. I tested myself this morning. D. Demage says, block Martyn Lucas. He is on holiday. He shouldn't be making money. Zach says you can marry a stock. Check the stocks, mum-in-law. Check the stocks, mum-in-law before. Yes, always ask the parents before you marry. Let's see what else is moving. We can see NE is, as soon as Martyn buys it starts heading up. Let's have a look at some other stocks. Google is up 2.5%, AMC up 2%, Meta's up 1.68%, pushing up into the close. It is power hour. We do have 15 minutes until the close. Let's see if I mirror this. I don't know. We'll play around with that later. Just want to be centered for you guys. And I need to get a new chair. I'm sure you can hear it. squeaking. Center that. I will be getting a new chair. Let's see. So Meta is up. Amazon is up today. Apple is also up. The DXY, the US dollar index, you can see other economies are doing worse. People are fleeing to the dollar. People are finding safety in the dollar. People are buying bonds. You can see that on the weekly we've had many green weeks in a row now. We're looking for a target of 110. Do be prepared for a little push down. Nothing can just go up forever. But we might see the dollar becoming really strong. Let's have another look at the comments. Block Martyn Lucas, we've covered that. You can marry us. I'll not charge you long. Thanks, Chris Brickering, for the advice. Martyn Lucas Investor says, hey guys, miss you all. Sensei is doing a great job. Thank you, Martyn, for tuning in. Yes, everyone does miss you, Martyn. D. Demarge says, Zach Zake, be a unique investor. Martyn Lucas Investor says, marry a stock with a good prenup. That's also good advice. Or not. Do what you like with your own marriages. But marry a stock with a good prenup. That's his funny. Zed think, any word on Tilray? Why it might be going down today? Any news? It's not even my watch list because I don't personally like cannabis stocks, but we'll have a look. Chris Brickering went long on wheat, but way off to bed now. Okay, good luck with your trade. You might also, it's hard to take a long on wheat because you also need to, of course there's levels, but you also sort of need a news driven catalyst as well, but we'll see. It was at levels, I think, if I remember correctly, of low risk, so make sure you have a stop loss in place. Let's have a look at Tilray. Down 5% today. Yeah, nothing too bullish about this stock in my opinion. We had a higher high, lower high on the RSI, bearish divergence that's playing out. We are at a slight level of area of support here. We want to hold this $2.20 level, otherwise we're probably going to do a gap fill and come back to $1.70. There's no other major levels with Tilray. Let's look at the 4 hours, see if that gives us any more information. Yeah, you're sort of at a level of support, so a slight level of support. But do expect to come down to 174 if we do break the 215 level. We'll probably come do a gap fill, and that might be an area to take a position. And of course, we've got the all-time lows at 150. Tilray earnings this Wednesday. Okay, we'll have a look. I'm sure if there's any big news, Martyn will cover it on his Twitter, so make sure you follow that. And also, do keep an eye out on the channel. He did tell me he might bring out a couple videos for you guys. So do keep an eye out. That will be interesting. I've got a comment from Neil saying Tilray earnings this Wednesday. We might see a tweet from Martyn if anything significant happens. But do keep in mind we're at a level of support. If we break it, we're probably coming down to 172. George says dividend is, let's have a look at the stock at the comments page. Dividend are coming in 2 days. Yes. Dividend for what? Tilray doesn't do a dividend. Dividend for what, George? Julian says that Zigzag don't give advice. You fail to check mum-in-law on Virgin Galactic. Noni says, wow, TGT looking like a buy. Looking like a buy. How low do you think you can go? TGT. We are 10 minutes away from the closing bell. Target, wow. How low can it go? And Zed thinks says, thank you, Sensei. Yes, we'll have a look. We have had a look at that. So we've got requested to look at target. Once again, we have seen this move down. How much can it go down was the question. How low do you think it can go? How low do I think it can go? I mean, it's gone dividend of 4%. It's a pretty big company. I thought it'd be bigger than 50 billion, but 50 billion. So, and it's been around for a long time. We don't have it here in the UK. So, if you shop at it, you think it's a good place to go for a shop. You enjoy their prices. That's the first thing. The second thing is obviously balance sheet, and the third thing is the price action. And we're coming to levels of much more sensible levels than a lot of people FOMO in, but there's always 90 or 80% of the time, in my experience, there's no point FOMOing. The stock always seems to, or 80-90% of the time, always seems to come down to a price that's much more, much nicer to be getting into. So, and if you miss it, it's better to just miss it and look for the next opportunity than it is to FOMO in. So now we can start seeing what levels. The first sort of major levels is that come into my I think of is here, $83 to $70, but you can also see we do have slight support at the levels we're at now. So my strategy normally is I find 3 different buy levels, start DCAing, and I say I'll DCA anywhere between here, and I'll be more aggressive when we see bigger moves down. It is down 4% today, so I might add a bit more today, and trade off if I do see profits, because I think ultimately it will come down to regions further down. But I also so my strategy normally is, so let's say we've come down to this level. Let's say I want to buy a target. I'd buy some at this level. It would actually be my first sort of level I'd be buying the stock. And it's not a major level of support, so it's not somewhere where I'm going to say, okay, let's start DCAing with a big amount. But let's say I start DCAing in. I'd say, okay, if it pops suddenly, then let's say in 2 weeks it gets a pop of 15%, I'm happy to just, in 2 weeks I made 15%, great, let me just get out of it. We'll probably come down lower, especially in these times. I think recession's coming anyway, so I would be happy with taking 15%. Let's say it doesn't, then I don't mind. If it keeps coming down lower, I then start DCAing on the way down, and then at levels like this, I'll be more aggressive with my DCAing. And if it's a sudden drop, like a 10, 15, 20% drop, then I'll be more aggressive on that day with an actual purchase, an actual buy order, rather than just a weekly DCA amount. I'll get in there, and then if we get a pop here, then I don't mind taking the profit and taking some money out. But if we're accumulating, then there might be a time where I have 50% in my long term, which I'm looking for higher levels like 150, and also an area where I look to trade it. And then I'll see how the stock performs. If it goes up and down, then it might give me an area to take profit for my trading account, and it might be an area where I buy a bit higher than my first buy, but I'm adding to my long term. So if you like the stocks and they suddenly drop, it's probably the best time to buy. There's nothing wrong with taking profits if you see them, and the stocks normally come down to, don't FOMO in, because stocks normally come down to a lower level than you are probably FOMOing into. Only FOMO when there is there's fear in the market, not when there's greed in the market. Let's have a look at the comments. George says Tilray. Yeah, Zed thinks says Tilray doesn't do dividends. I don't think they do, unfortunately, George. Tilray earnings already. Yeah, sorry, Tilray doesn't do dividend. Tilray earnings already. I'm still waiting for Arrival's earnings from the summer. They never do it. It's funny. Let me see if this camera is. Might be slightly better. Okay, so then we've got a comment from. We've got 5 minutes until the bell. I'm going to put a countdown just so I don't forget. Then we've got Neil saying, matter of fact, Tesla earnings in just 2 weeks. Wow. We'll have to cover that. If it's in 2 weeks, it's probably me who's going to be covering that. So we'll have a look into that. D. Demarge saying, Holt, what is Tilray? What is Tilray? Tilray is the cannabis company. Nonny says, okay, thank you, Sensei, for your input and your knowledge and nice work. You're doing great. Thank you very much. Jamie Bond, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor Channel. My name is Sensei Crypto. I'm here doing, you've probably heard, if you've seen Martyn's channel before, I normally come on and do stocks and shares. I'm currently covering for Martyn as he's on holiday. So I'm doing the shows. We won't be live tomorrow. We won't be live on Wednesday. We might be live on Thursday, so keep an eye out for that. We'll definitely be live on Friday with the Virgin Galactic flight. I will probably also be live for this month, so we'll see how that goes. We'll keep you updated. But unfortunately, I've got COVID right now, so I have to cancel tomorrow's shows. Neil says, do you think Tesla earnings will be positive? Jamie Bond says, Niels, do you think... Oh, yes, Tesla earnings will be positive. I think they will be. I don't think there's anything major. They seem to be growing. They've got their Cybertruck event. I assume they haven't given a date, but I think, personally, it will be this month, if not early next month. If they announce a delay for that might be bearish. We did see the number of vehicles produced was below expectations, but that's completely normal. I mean, they've got a whole new system in place for the Cybertruck, completely different way of building a car. So they have shut down a lot of the assembly lines for that. We've got 2 minutes 50 before the bell goes, so let's have a quick look at the stocks again. What's down the most of my block? We can see down here, you can see the stocks that have just gone. Virgin Orbit, it's gone. TTCF is gone. There's this little graveyard down there. Probably shouldn't have done that. Yes. Let me just bring you to the comments screen while I try and fix this. So we do have a comment from, yes, do you think Tesla earnings will be positive? I think, no, there's never anything majorly wrong with Tesla earnings. I think everyone expects what's going to happen. It's just more of the overall market. I do think Tesla will come down to more sensible levels for entries around the 150 level. That's what I'm waiting for currently. Let's see if there's any other news. We are on a different one to bring in the stocks for you guys. So Google is up the most on my watch list. It's up nearly 2.5%. It is up 2.5% now. Meta's up 2.2%. AMC's up 2.1%. The main story in the markets is FTX founder Bankman-Fried prepares for the fight of his life in US trial. So we'll be covering that because it'll be interesting what they do. It's bringing a lot of bad light to the crypto, but it's really not crypto's fault. It's just a simple case of fraud and nothing. It's not crypto's fault. So let's get this. We've got 20 seconds until the market ends, and we have got the closing bell in 3, 2, 1. market is closed. So let's see what we closed on. I wonder if... So the market is now closed. We are going to have a look at how the S&P closed its daily candle, and then we will be ending the show very shortly. So bring the main screen here. Let's get rid of this. So we have Google, which closed 2.5% up. I want to have a look at the S&P, and there it is. The S&P closed green. The S&P definitely did close green, so that was it had a little pump before the market closed, so it's up 0.01%. That's good to see. We did defend the trend line. This is the trend line I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on. And one more thing I want to check is SBCE, how that closed. It closed down 1.67%. Nothing terrible. We would definitely want to see a green day tomorrow. We want to see us get to $2, and we can also have a look at NEE, see how that closed. And NEE closed, yes, here we go. It must have had a pump before. Yep, pumped into the close. So interesting, it is up on the after hours, 0.12%. We'll quickly look at the S&P in the after hours. That is not really moving at the moment. Okay, so I think that's all. We'll put on the music to finish off the show. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't hit the like button before you leave, please do. That would be a great help to me. There will not be a show tomorrow. There will be a show definitely on Friday, and we might have a show on Thursday, so keep your eyes out. There might also be some videos from Martyn coming out, 1 or 2 this week. Maybe we'll look forward to seeing that. We have a comment from I have to look at the comments here. Let's have a look. I'm not into Tesla, but I heard the shutdown a lot. What Sensei said. Can you look at PayPal? We'll have to have a look on Friday or Thursday. I've put options on Tesla. Good luck with you. Noni said Tesla came out of okay in court. James Bond said expire this Friday. Good luck to you, Jamie Bond. Neil says bell. Yes, we hit the bell. Maybe 10 seconds late. Rob says, have you had a chance to refine your opinion on the Russell Brand situation? Not currently, but thank you for your comment. Something we should all look into. Neil said the S&P turned green on the finish line. Yes, it did. Martyn Lucas says, very happy to see NEE here. Posted on X, so we'll quickly have a look at Martyn's X account and see what he has posted. NEE and Enphase. Solar under attack, like Tesla 1-to-1. I own Enphase Energy and NextEra Energy. I just double my position and at this dip. So Martyn has doubled his position. That is very interesting to see. Thank you for posting that, Martyn, keeping us all up to date with his portfolio. Do please follow Martyn. Thanks for your time, Sensei. Thanks, Jamie Bond. I keep calling you James Bond, sorry. Jamie Bond also says, hope you feel better soon. Thank you very much. A man from Earth says, feel better, Sensei. Thank you very much. JS says, thank you, Sensei. Thank you for tuning in. Neil says, thank you, Sensei. See ya. Get well, Sensei. Thank you all for all the comments. It's very kind. We will be back, I hope, on Thursday, but probably we'll see. I mean, definitely on Friday. If you see a stream from me on Thursday, then please do tune in. we'll be live with the SBC flight on Friday. That would be interesting to see the move. So take care of each other, take care of your money, your crypto, your stocks, and most importantly, each other. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on Friday.